Dragon to play. Shut. Save.
Where's Ike?
Well, I don't know. I'm waiting for Ike. Waiting for him.
You're like, I don't know, I'm waiting for him. God, why is he not here yet? I just called him 4 minutes late. Why is he not here?
I don't know what time zone you're on, but I got 3... Oh, hold on. That's 3 minutes late.
Okay.
3.
It was 3. I just went with 4. Because normally you call before the time when we're supposed to start, or at least you're supposed to. But just fucking start the show.
We're broadcasting live right now.
Then start the show.
Then why does your mic suck balls?
Oh. Is this better?
Good. Hey, there you go.
La 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 la. Let's
Hello,
start the show.
Internet.
I'm Eric.
Oh, that's me.
I'm Ike.
And you're listening to Just Cool Enough, where Joe just doesn't fucking get it. So
not on the ball. Not on the ball.
Oh, guys. It's another week, another show, another iTunes review. No.
Wait, we have,
and it's
but we have all those emails now.
Oh yeah, wait.
So if somebody wants to send us an email, they can. Our email address is theshow@justcoolenough.com.
No.
Again.
See, Joe, you're so off the ball. You have it wrong. It's not if you want to send us an email, you can. It's you should send us an email, and this is how to do it.
Yep. theshow@justcoolenough.com.
God, Joe,
so did you guys band together to hate me all at the same time today?
No, it just comes naturally. It just kind of flows from us.
Okay. Well then, how about we talk about something else that isn't me getting angry at you guys?
Sorry, I was channeling my inner Octail and Hordak.
You know what? That's great. That's really great for you.
What the fuck do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about something, but I forgot what I was going to talk about because you made me so angry.
Gee, Joe, if you're on the ball a little bit more.
I'm not on the ball. The ball is over. This ball is over.
I got this sweet Disney hat. It's Spider-Man's.
Didn't you have like the greatest time
with Spider-Man's?
Did you have the greatest time of your life in Disney World land?
Yeah. Well, it was funny because we went because my sister was graduating, and they gave us they didn't have any graduation pins, but they gave free pins, and they gave us the I'm celebrating. So I thought I'm gonna wear this pin, and I didn't have the hat at the time. I wish I could have had the hat and condensed it into one Instagram instead of 2 Instagrams. But I had the pin and then a bag of cotton candy, and then I Instagrammed myself looking miserable and said, having the time of my life.
Yeah, I like that. Your sorrow brought me much joy.
But then I was immediately like, I regretted it because that's the
whoa, Joe! You don't have to bring so much hate to the show.
Yeah, Jesus.
Eric's trying to tell the story. You don't have to hate all over him.
I'm trying to tell a humorous anecdote about my week, and you're just coming at me, bro. But I was a little like afterwards. I was like, oh shit! I broke my long streak after 2 months of having this Instagram of never actually posting a picture of myself on it. But now finally I did. I was like, oh wait, damn! I didn't think about that. That's a picture.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
I don't know. It wasn't. Wasn't worth it, guys. So now I'm just gonna shut down my Instagram account and kill myself. So.
Well, your Instagram account has the best name in the world.
Mostly shit. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's mostly shit. Because my actual name was taken. My shitty internet name that I can't get away from was taken. And both of them by people who don't use. Actually, I think Eric Riker was like use it, but some dude just has Dunkcore, never used it. Like he has the fucking used it. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, you found my other account that I don't use.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're a small Asian teenager. I assume that's what he is. I don't know. It's not a picture of you. No, you're not.
Wow.
But then I was like, what can I call it? And I was like, something Batman related, maybe. And then I was like, I don't know, these pictures are going to be mostly shit anyways. So I typed in mostly shit, and it was like, available. I'm like, okay, then I'm mostly shit on Twitter. Or on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
It's taken on Twitter. I thought about changing my Twitter to mostly shit, but it's taken. Again, by someone who's never used it. It's got like... Goddamn people.
I had a thing happen to me, right? Like I stuck my neck out for this guy at work, and he said something really nice, and it caught me off guard, right? Says, thanks for being such a good sport. This is what he writes to me. He sent this to me in an email. I'm just going to excerpt this. So, thanks for being such a good sport about the whole thing. Once, you're one of your admirable characteristics is spinning negative into positive. You are a cool person to be around. So this is what this person wrote me today. And I read that and I'm like, wow, that's like super nice to say to somebody. Wow, this is great. And then I looked at it again, and I'm like, this is like somebody signed my yearbook. Like nice job, right? Like, good job. Can't wait to see you next year. Have a great summer. You're a cool person. Goodbye. It reminded me, like, I got that kind of twinge of fear and like a little bit of doubt. I'm like, oh man, like it's yearbook season again, and I got assigned yearbooks. Like, do you guys remember that feeling, that holy shit, I have to sign yearbooks feeling, or I hope this person says a cool thing in my yearbook? Do you guys go through that, or is that just me?
I didn't have that feeling because I realized that you don't have to say something nice about everyone if you can put something interesting in their yearbook. So I would just write, hope you have a great summer, and then sign my name, but I would do it all backwards so that you'd have to hold it in a mirror in order to read it.
Yeah, see, I
backwards.
I went the pre-Twitter route where I had to say something comical, but I just wrote it in like the same thing. It'd be like, hey, can't talk, pants on fire, or can't talk, monkeys chasing me, Eric, and stuff like that. And that was my big thing. I was like, I want somebody to laugh at this. But the flip side was, like, I never really gave a shit what if anyone wrote in mine. So they'd be like, can you write in mine? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'd write whatever. And they'd be like, oh, I'll write in yours. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. And people would be like, have a great summer, call me sometimes, and like write their number. I'm like, she doesn't want me to call her.
Keep in touch, KIT. Keep in touch.
She really does not want me to call her, even though she wrote her number in there. Maybe she does. Maybe
That's what that means. Please don't call me is what it means when they write their number in there.
Yeah, maybe she wanted my 8th grade D. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she didn't want fat jort wearing myself to call her over the summer. Then I like in retrospect.
How do you know what she was into, dude? Maybe she wanted, fat dudes. There's girls that like fat dudes. Just
not in 8th grade or high school or anything. But then like in retrospect, looking back at like my yearbook. Like, it looks like I just didn't have any friends because I've got like 7 people who signed it, and they're the most impersonal things you can imagine written in my yearbook.
Good luck playing with that rock.
Yeah, it's
signed,
like, hey,
The Rock.
I hope you have a great summer, Dan.
Yeah, you weren't in my class, but thank you.
I wish I got to know you better. It's like, I don't know.
Is that what you got? You got one that said, "I wish I got to know you better."
I don't know. I could actually grab it right now and read some of the most impersonal things.
Oh, shit! I don't even have my yearbooks. Are all at my mom and dad's house. I don't have that.
Mine's in the other room.
Oh, I should have brought my yearbook.
I might go grab mine when Eric starts filling the airwaves with his voice.
Okay, no, you go grab it. I'll start telling a personal story, and then when you okay, he's actually gone. All right, so.
I got it. It's, The Power of 2003. That's the name of our fucking yearbook. Oh, it's actually not. It doesn't look bad. The first page looks pretty well written on. The second, some people took these fucking people who take up a shitload of room, and then like the third signing page is completely blank on the front, and then the back. I think there's some. Oh yeah, the back's got some.
Do you remember? Is there one like you remember that like sticks out in your head? You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna let that person down or anything like that.
Well, it's always funny when somebody actually posts things like my friend Blake. He instead of my name, he says the third because the joke was that I was the third Riker. Nazi humor. And then
that's funny. Yeah,
then there's like, I'm just looking at it at a glance. I don't understand why this is a thing. Hey, Fishbowl, you're a cool guy. I'm going to miss your sarcasm in the morning. It makes first period a rockin' good time. Actually, this seems like it is personal. I don't remember which Emily this is though. So
They called you Fishbowl?
I don't know. I don't remember anyone ever calling me Fishbowl or which Emily this is. I knew several Emilys, and I don't know. But yeah,
they thought they were signing some other Eric's yearbook, and they actually.
Oh my God! I signed Eric the Third Reichert.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I put that message in its yearbook. Just gag me with a spoon. Oh my God! Do you have some golden ones that you have?
Riker. He said Reichert, and then he wrote 3 next to it because obviously Nazis.
I do have some, but I wanted to say that, as far as pictures that get immortalized, this picture here where I was on the 8th grade e-board for school student council, it looks like I have my finger jammed up my nose.
It does. Do you?
And so I'm now forever immortalized. I was sitting there trying to do this, if you were looking at me for those of you who are watching, but I happened to be turned in such a way that the camera caught me where it looked like my finger was up my nose.
Yeah, I didn't get any super I don't think besides my fucking graduation photo. Where am I? I can't tell. I'm right there. Besides my graduation photo. Yeah, which is funny because I'm literally wearing jorts underneath it because they're just here's a shirt, a jacket, and a bow tie, and that's what they handed us. But yeah, I don't think I got any club pictures or anything. There's nothing really in here. Okay. And then I realized someone put down their email address. That's how we were right on the cusp. A lot of people, it's phone number, but this is the first person I think in the history of high school to ever write their email on a high school yearbook. And now you probably just put Twitter hashtags and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, imagine now it's probably hashtag
fuck that.
Hashtag graduation 05 or 015 or whatever
hashtag
the hell.
Wood Creek 03. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's so long ago. It's class of 2016 or something.
I graduated high school almost 11 years ago.
Did you go to your 10-year reunion?
No, I don't know if they had one. There was talk on the Facebook about doing one, but I don't know. I moved to Los Angeles last 2 years before that, so I was I'm not gonna go back to Sacramento to hang out with a bunch of high school people I don't know.
We'll shelf that for a second because I want to hear about Ike's. Ike, tell me more about your yearbook experience.
Very innocuous things I like you. Congratulations on your achievement. Keep working at CVS and remember, and always remember. I'm yeah, CVS, you set that bar high, and I went for it.
You actually make less money now as a public school teacher than you did as a CVS employee.
Good luck in whatever you come across. And it's signed by somebody who I don't. Yeah, I don't know who that was. Actually, it's signed, but I'm not sure who Jessica was. Which I guess is nice having a yearbook because you can always look it up unless they signed it under somebody else's name.
Well, see, the yearbook signatures. I used to get so stressed out because I wanted my shit to be heartfelt, but the awful irony of it is I don't have the ability to write what I want or what I want to say to people. It's just so my handwriting's basically illegible. I can't spell words correctly, so it's just more all right. I just would sign my name and be suck it, just a one-word thing,
That's why you gotta go. I'm telling you, that's why it was perfect. Incredibly impersonal yet slightly humorous messages.
That's
great. Hey, I'll see you this summer, and you never saw them.
Yeah,
The second.
Most of them are pretty sure I didn't see again until my 10-year reunion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I never saw it because I didn't go to my reunion, so I never saw again. I walked off the stage. They handed me my diploma. I walked off the stage. We all threw our caps in the air. I didn't throw mine that high because I wanted to. I paid $75 for this bullshit. I didn't want to lose the fucking cap. And then my parents took me home, and then I never saw any of them again. I got fatter and then had no friends for a long time. For 8 years almost.
Okay, but now you have a podcast.
Yeah,
so it's friends.
I graduated high school, got fat, lost all my piddly social skills that I developed over the years, then got a podcast.
See, and now you're climbing out of retirement.
It's bullshit. I gotta go places all the time. It's fucking. Ugh. I mean, back in the day, like I have to like seriously consider when someone's like, "Hey, we're thinking about starting something on Wednesdays, just playing some D&D." I have to literally go. I don't know if I can commit to every Wednesday.
Right.
Like it used to be, I could be like, fuck yeah, I'd be there all the time just playing.
No, okay, see, like, you have such a life, you forgot that you've already talked about this before.
Or the other innocuous ones that are like, hey, it's been 4 years, or it's been 12 years, and we finally made it. Bye.
That's the kind of stuff I put. I'm like, nice job. I would always put, like, don't die this summer. Because I figured out it's a good one.
You made it this far. Please don't die.
Yeah, but I always kind of
waste, Joe.
Like, that's the kind of stuff I would put because it's like, I don't feel like writing a fucking novel in this book here. But I always kind of wanted to secretly, like, what if they did die? Like, the mom, like, reads through the yearbook and it's like, oh no, this Joe Cariotti asshole said don't die.
You write, like, if this is Mrs. Kensington, I'm sorry for your loss. What? That doesn't make any sense. 3 years later, she's like, my little Bradley!
I'll get you, Joe Cariotti!
That's the last thing I do.
Oh,
man. Did you guys...
How could I find him? Well, he left his Instagram, so I'll just...
It's hashtag, or it's /suckit. Weird. So, did you guys, like, my high school class was so bad, like, we didn't give a shit about any of the stuff going on. We let the juniors and all the other classes, like, beat us. It's like, it's Spirit Week! Alright! Hi, seniors, can we get a big yeah from you guys? And my class would just be like, and like a cricket, and then like some guy would yell like, shut up, teacher, idiot. And like all the other classes would try so hard to like, all right, we're gonna like our float for our senior float. I don't even remember how it looked, but I just know that everybody else's was way sweeter, and we just had like a car with cardboard on it, and then, like it was like spray painted cardboard. It was like a homeless guy was in our car, and that was part of the float. Like we didn't give a shit. Our class was like the anti-class, and the teachers just thought it was funny after a while. They just kind of bought into it. Like, yeah, they don't care about.
See,
like, it's the week you're supposed to.
I don't know if what ours was like, because I made it. It was just I realized after like the first year and a half of high school that I'd never gone to a dance, never went to a pep rally or a football game or homecoming or anything. So then I thought, well, I can't break this streak, so I just didn't. I went through the entirety of high school without. I didn't go to my prom. I didn't go to any of the prep rallies, any of like the homecoming football games. Not that it mattered. Our football team was shit, anyways. I didn't do like any of that shit. Like, because when the pep rallies were going on, you could just hang out in the cafeteria, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll do that. I'll hang out in the cafeteria, and we'll fucking quote Monty Python all day. That's what we did. So I don't know if my school had that. We might have had all of that, and they might have been like really into it, but I just didn't do any of that.
So what they ended up doing for our pep rallies and shit like that, like they just made them during the school day so they can get participation from us.
Ours were during
and they like held us. They held us hostage there. Basically, they're like, "All right, guys, come on. We know you don't want to be here right now."
Well,
it was really sad.
Ours were in our gym, but our gym wasn't big enough for the like 5,000 students that we had. So it's like, yeah, whoever wants to can go here, or you can stay in the cafeteria. It's like, yeah, of course, cafeteria.
So, like, did you have spirit? Did you have pep?
Well, because I was in the band, we had to be at all the pep rallies.
Oh God.
And the seniors, the first 2 years when I was a freshman and sophomore, the seniors always start chanting somewhere near the end, "Freshmen suck! Freshmen suck!" So eventually the band director just had like the school song queued up. So as soon as that would be what we'd bust into to get to play over them. And it wasn't trying to stop them; it was just drown them out with as much noise as possible.
Played a beat with it, be like, Just like encouraged it. It would have
Actually,
been
I
more
realized
fun.
as a freshman, I was like, yes, we do. I actually made a whole lot of friends who were seniors. They're like, hey, this guy knows his place.
Implicitly.
But why do you think we suck? You just do.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
you're getting, all right,
No,
yeah.
we just want some details. Actually, I think I went to one pep rally. I think I can't. I'm not sure if it was a pep rally, but I remember when I was in our chamber choir in my senior year, we had to sing that fucking song from Rent, whatever is 500.
Everyone has AIDS.
No, 525,600 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know what the name of it. If that's the name.
7,820, 40,
Yeah,
20.
yeah, that song. It's like we're all dying of AIDS, but let's sing it at high school because it encapsulates the high school experience or something. I don't know. Never seen the fucking musical, but every fucking class has to chamber choir has to fucking sing that. So I had to go to something once and sing that.
Sounds
Oh
about
my
right.
gosh. The it was I had a really good time not participating in that, and the only reason the only dances or anything I went to was I went to my homecoming my senior year and my prom my senior year, but only to make my mom happy, like, because she was more angry about it than I was. I'm like, fine, but I'm not paying for anything, you know. I'm not paying for the suit. I'm not paying for the limo. I'm not doing any of that. My mom's like, please get a class ring. I'm like, absolutely not. That is a stupid waste of money. I'm never getting a class ring. That is so dumb. Like,
So
I
bought-
had varsity letters that just never got on a jacket. I'm just like, no, fuck that. I don't want a fucking stupid jacket. Why do I need this jacket? I already have a plenty good jacket.
So I bought a class ring, and I bought it for my left-hand ring finger at the time. And then that summer, I got really into like wanting rings on all of my fingers except for my thumb. So I started buying lots of rings. But I was like, oh, I found rings that were better for my ring finger. So I was like, okay, I'll wear my class ring on my right-hand ring finger instead of my left hand. And then I'm out at camp playing like a football, and it got wet. I just remember like throwing this football and moving my hand and flicking it, and the ring just flies off my hand and lands out in the woods somewhere. It was like $200, just poof, it was gone. I could not find it. It's probably still out there. Generations to come, somebody will find it and be like, "What the hell is this?" And it'll have my name inside. They'll be like, "Some dude named Michael Dodge must have died here because his ring is still here."
It becomes like an amulet or something.
Yeah,
if you say his name 3 times, he'll appear in the mirror.
In 50 years, scout troops will be like, hey, if you're very quiet, you can hear the ghost of Michael Dodge, the high school senior who died in these woods. Some kid, the scoutmaster will like throw a ring to scare all the kids, like Yeah.
Jimmy Peter's pants again, Camp Master Willie.
Yeah, I don't know why I just lacked so much spirit of high school.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to participate in any of it. Like, it's funny. I did go to a high school football game for our high school and a high school dance for our high school, but they were when I was in junior high. So I got it out of my system. Like, yeah, we was in junior high, and my friend's sister, who was in the high school we were at, like, took us there when we were in like 7th grade. And then like in 7th grade also they'd held like the junior high dance. One of them was at the high school, and I just remember it was the worst experience because I was so fucking sick, and I couldn't, like, I just wanted to sleep and I didn't want to be there, and I was with my friend Ricky, and he like couldn't get in because he had bad grades, so they wouldn't let him in. So I was just sitting there by myself for an hour just trying to not fall asleep from sickness. And like I had no idea where the fuck he was, and then eventually realized he was couldn't get in, so we just went home, and then he slept over, and we were trying to watch TV, and I just felt shit the entire time. It was just the worst experience.
Awful. So
I was like,
I went to the prom, I went to the homecoming, and I know I had like a decent time. I mean, that was cool and everything. We like rented a badass limo, but when Chrysler 300s were just coming out and they were cool cars, like we rented a limo, and like, so we did it up pretty big for middle class people, right? Like, And, but still, it's not like why would I go to this more than once? Like, what a fucking way. But okay, so the 10-year reunion. Ike, you went to yours. Eric, you couldn't care less about yours, and I really don't want. Like, I feel like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all these great ways to connect with people and LinkedIn. Like, I don't need to go to a high school reunion anymore. And
yeah, you don't really lose touch with people unless you want to.
Yeah, unless you want to. Like, I don't. Okay, I'm happily taken. You know, I'm not looking for a job at the moment, and I don't want to. Like, I feel like at this point in my life, I would just feel sorry for the people that are at my high school and going to the 10-year reunion. But so like do I have this right or wrong? Because I really, like, if I go to the high school reunion, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to hate on people all night, I'm going to laugh at them, and then I'm going to leave. And I'm not trying to be a dick, I just don't care about all those other people. Does that make me a dick?
No. I mean, I think when I went, it was mostly the popular kids that I remember from high school who went, and a few of us who weren't as popular who also showed up, but it was still like all the popular kids sat together at the popular tables, and then the not popular kids from high school sat at the not. So I mean,
remember
it was.
When we were super cool? Yeah, yeah. Hey, Becky, remember when you didn't have 17 kids? Yeah. You were cool then.
Did your high school have like really like cliques and pop? Because I didn't. Because my high school really didn't. I mean, maybe it's just from my perspective, but it seemed like, I mean, you had your group of friends, but it never seemed like there was like, oh, don't touch that. Like every fucking high school TV show or movie I've seen seems bullshit to me, because high school is nothing like that. From my perspective, there was no like popular kids. There's no like jocks that beat up the nerds, and like, because we all had fucking class together, and there weren't lockers that you could be shoved into. I don't know. It just never seemed like there was like this like weird like sex of people, like you know, yeah, oh, you can't sit at this table, this is for the burnouts, and like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that stuff's just overblown in those TV shows, but there's definitely cliques. Maybe you just didn't pick up on it, because like, I know obviously I'm generalizing, but like the automotive car people, the mechanic people stuck with those guys over there. The band nerds definitely hung out with more of the band nerd type, and there was like the group of like popular people. But I mean, like, it was not nearly as. It wasn't like if I sat down at like somebody else's table, it wasn't like, go get fucked. You know, like, it wasn't like, I don't think it was like that, or like, ew, Joe's here, he's not cool enough to hang out.
It's because everyone at your school is popular, but they're quietly next to you, like, fuck, it's that fat kid again.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I had absolutely no problems, but I also was kind of I don't know. I had no problems in high school. Everything was fine. Like, I had like the storybook high school experience. Like, I had all the like. You don't know who the
unpopular kid was. That was because you were the unpopular.
That's
kid.
Exactly it. Like, I look back at it, like, but I had like these, like, the Rudy moment where everybody's like, Rudy, you know, like you see in the movie, right? Like, yeah. I don't even know what the fucking movie's called, but
Rudy?
It's called Rudy. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So like, I had this moment in like soccer where like all the team and the parents were chanting like my name, and I like scored a goal on a penalty kick, and like I like won competitions and things like that, and did all this like other stuff. I didn't like the dances, but I don't know. There was definitely some like smelly kids that we made fun of. I don't know if I was popular or so unpopular. I don't know. Like, because there's definitely a group of kids that like, maybe I'm thinking back, maybe I was kind of a bully.
Yeah.
But
well,
maybe
you
like
did break that kid's ankle in soccer once.
I did. And I did break that guy's mirror of his car. I don't know. That was hard to place, but that's nothing new. Where were you guys on like the social structure? Eric, you said you didn't have one?
I mean, I was the first. I mean, like, it was funny because, like, when high school started, like, the first week or so, I was with my group of friends from, like, junior high. But then that, like, fucking split up, and I had no idea where to go. So I just started leeching off of other friends, and then, like, it shifted. Like, for, like, the first 2 years, I was with this one group, and then that kind of fell apart. And then I went with the friends that I stuck with for most of high school, and we just kind of hung out. But I mean, I knew, like, I rode the bus with like Corey, who was kind of like the bad kid. He smoked and stuff, and went into the army and was discharged for stealing. But you know, I knew a lot of people. By my sophomore year, I got into theater, so I became part of that. But it's not like I only hung out with theater people. I didn't even I like those people, but I didn't always. I hung out with people who were non-theater people. Like, I don't know, it was weird. I knew a lot of the people who were like the big sports stars of our shitty teams that never went anywhere. Who knew me, and I never, like, they wouldn't go, whoa, 2 for flinching, faggot. You know, like, whatever. Like, there was none of that.
I can remember that kind of stuff happening in the school, but it was just kind of mutual. Like, everybody did that stuff.
I never saw that.
That's the thing. Okay, so that's the thing.
The kids are like, oh, 2 for flinching, faggot, and then punch somebody else.
But okay, so that's the thing. Like, I'm thinking back, like, shit, I do remember, like, somebody, like, punched me, and then, like, I got into, like, a fight in the hallway, but I'm, like, I'm so nice, right? Like, I'm nice. I'm in, like, an existential breakdown here, guys. Wait a second, was I a dick?
Fucking nice person. God damn it.
No, I'm fucking nice, and you fucking know it, idiots. but like,
You're
all
gonna
the
tell me I'm nice, too, or I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean, my best friend in high school was a Hispanic homosexual hemophiliac. We called him the triple threat. But like, he was just open the entire time, and I never once saw people say like fucking try and stuff him in a fucking trash can or anything for being gay. Like, people like you gay? Yeah, okay. You know, it's weird. Like,
yeah,
it's a super conservative area too, but no one really gave a shit. At least from maybe he had a fucking terrible time in high school and I had no idea. I'm pretty oblivious about this shit. But it seemed
you
like
remember when I got swirlied?
we had a couple of kids who I knew of who were openly out gay and didn't seem to bother anybody. Like, I don't know, there wasn't. It didn't seem like, I mean, there's an occasional fight every now and then, which was boring as shit because it was just 2 dudes, like, jumping around in a circle going, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Until a teacher showed up and gave them detention or whatever. Like, I don't know, high school was boring as shit, it seemed like to me.
I know that I shared this before, but I think one of the interesting things about going to a senior, a class reunion, that you're not necessarily going to get the full, you're not going to be able to take all in if you just get Facebook, is some of the people who have changed weight, let's say. And there was definitely one of the kids who came up to me or guys now, I mean, he's like, oh, hey Mike, how you doing? I'm like, it's like, this is a fat guy and I have no idea who he is. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, trying to play it off, and then, like, later on I figured out who it was. It was this really skinny short kid from high school, but he's not really skinny anymore. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, you must feel so bad.
I'm like, I know that I put on some weight, but
right. But you can still see what face you have. Like, there's people, like, I've unfriended these guys from Facebook, but, like, I've seen pictures of people that were, like, fucking skinny kids, and they're so fat you wouldn't even know that, like, you wouldn't even know who they were. And I bet you, like, the little skinny kid's, like, looking at you like, this guy doesn't even fucking remember me, as he's, like, shaking your hand or whatever. Like, imagine what's going through that guy's head. Like, no one remembers me because I'm super fat and little.
But I understand that because, like, I lost a bunch of weight during high school. Like, I entered high school pretty fat, and then I just lost it over the course of the 4 years there until I was about where I was now, probably a little heavier. But I was like, yay, I'm gonna be skinny forever. And then after high school, I immediately fucking put it back on. I remember, like, going to a play that a couple of friends I knew who were, in lower grades than me were, like, in it, and I felt like, I'll go see their play. Oh, but I'm fat as fuck now. I don't want to talk to them.
So this is why, like, I've just been kind of consistently fat my whole life, right? So I just kind of keep it rolling. There's no, like, if somebody saw a picture of me in high school and a picture of me now, they'd be like, wow, Joe lost a little bit of hair.
Yeah, I mean, my senior portrait.
Lose some
hair.
Hair?
I look pretty similar to what I looked like in my senior portrait, but that was a long time fucking coming. Because I remember when we first started posting pictures of ourselves on the internet, like, I would post that picture of myself, but that's not what I fucking looked like. I was much fatter, and I didn't want to. I was like, that's the best picture I've ever taken of myself. Now I'm okay with it. Like now, it took a while to be okay with putting pictures of myself. I remember like the first thing I ever put of myself that was me in a very like fat state was when I was taking this editing class and I'd lost like 100 pounds and I was like, I feel good about myself. Now even like when I look at that video, I'm like, ugh, why would I do that to myself? Put that on the internet? But it was hard, especially like having like shrunk down and then ballooned back up. I was like, I don't want anyone to see me.
Okay, I'm gonna post a high school picture, a high school picture of me here. Just give me a second. Maybe I don't want to post this. No, let me work this out in my head because I don't know where it went. So, I want an honest opinion from you guys. Is this?
You're fat.
Oh,
you mean?
Oh God, my feelings are hurt again.
You're the weakest part of this show. I'm sorry. What do we?
No, no, that's actually deserved.
I don't think I took any real photos in high school. I mean, I have my like high school like IDs that they did, but like we didn't really take photos of each other. We were like, I guess our cell phones didn't have cameras. They were those fat Nokias that like where you know that you could change the faceplate. They didn't have cameras on them, so we weren't like big picture takers back then.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So
pictures had to be developed. You had to put them in an envelope and then take them to Rite Aid or CVS, and then they would have them ready in a couple of hours. That was how pictures were done back then. So it was too much trouble.
Here's my picture. High school Joe. There it is.
Changed.
Oh yeah. You should be super embarrassed that you look skinnier than you do now, and especially you look. That's on your fucking Facebook. Like you've used that.
I know. Like that's what I mean. So like that's on my Facebook from like 2006, but I think it was taken in 2005. I'm actually wearing like a high school hoodie. So, all right, let's unscreen share that. How do I do this? So like.
Why were you hesitant to show that? You've seen pictures of me from when we met. Like I've got some fucking terrible pictures of myself I could show. Like that's not even.
I have that one of Joe with the CVs on his nipples.
Yeah.
Well, it was like a party picture, and that one was more college-y. That I was like, maybe I shouldn't show that one. I don't know. Fine. I'll show. This one's on Facebook too, though, so it's like whatever. I guess.
Yeah.
This is the one I was going to show you. See, there's me right there, with the two thumbs and the really like. I look the same now because I'm always that sweaty now. That's the difference.
That is literally nothing, Joe. That is. This is me.
I took that picture.
Yeah, you took this picture. This was me, and that was after I'd lost 100 pounds.
Yes, dude. I remember being so impressed. Like I'm like, whoa, Eric's so skinny now.
Yeah, I was like, because you should see the one from that was taken a year after this one, which I don't know if you can even see me. I'm right back there. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard. I don't know how to zoom in on that, but I'm the really fat one. Like, here's a group of us, all these internet nerds. There's Joe, and there's me in the back hiding because I'm the fattest one.
Guess what? Guess where that picture's from, Eric?
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want you.
I just wanted
to say. Wow, Joe, way to bring it up. Way to bring it up.
So anyway, do you have any before and after pictures? Like, what has life done to you in the past 11, 12 years?
I don't have anything offhand other than that one photo I showed earlier from student council in 8th grade.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I mean, like, photos are just so easy to get nowadays, and even back then, cell phone cameras were just like starting. But
for
still,
you, maybe.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm a year younger than you, Eric. So
you're like 3 years younger than me.
No, I'm not. How old are you?
I'm a week away from 29.
I'm 27, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's like 2.
If I can't If I can't, just keep talking. And all right, so for those of you on the,
I see.
that would be my senior portrait with me wearing my black fedora.
You look like you're just, dude. Like that's like such an awkward photo.
And I have my class ring on in the photograph.
Have you seen this ring?
See, this is what he looked like before he died in the woods.
It looked like you were being consumed by the darkness.
I am the darkness.
You were merely.
My life was the darkness.
You were raised in it. So,
You merely adopted the awkward photo. I was born in it. All right, actually, you need a cup.
You merely adopted the awkward photo. I was born in the awkward photo.
Does it work when there's water in the cup? No, I don't have a good
It might work when there's water in the cup.
It might work when there's water in the cup.
No. So I guess I won't go.
Facebook is yours. Do with it what you will. Post all the awkward photos.
Oh man, I'm pretty lucky though. As far as like friends and stuff, I'm still friends with all the same people that I was friends with in high school.
I'm friends with the ones that I think I don't want to say mattered, but like the two friends that I had throughout most of growing up. I don't talk that much to, but one of them lives in Pasadena, lives fairly close to me, and I could talk to him and like hang out, but I never do. So no, I was lying when I said I'm still friends. I'm not. I wish I were, but I could be if I tried. But as we've mentioned before, I'm terrible at like trying to be social.
Ike, why are you laughing? Why do you have this awkward grin on your face?
Because I'm smirking to myself. I don't know. I was just thinking about all of the awkwardness at high school. You have me going back to the days where it was like hiding in the band room.
Hiding? So were you beat
not
up?
really hiding. I mean, I wasn't like hiding from the jocks, but like there were social groups. I didn't really belong to any of them, but I definitely did hang out with like the nerd kids because they played Magic, and I was in the band. So
I dyed my hair orange, blue, yellow, and green. So I didn't do a lot of hiding my freshman year. I kind of stood out. Not blonde.
Mine was the same. In fact, some of my senior yearbooks are like, "Hey, guy with the blue hair." I'm like, "Hey, I had a name. Eyes up here."
Eyes up here. I don't know. I didn't do. That's kind of weird. You like even that you're saying hiding. Like, were there like crazy cliques in your school or something? I mean, or were you just did you? Because I guess
felt
you know what?
most at peace and best like hiding in the band room, and I was the tuba player, so I even had like I had a huge band shelf so that I could put my tuba on it. And then by the time I got to my senior year, I had my shelf and the shelf above me because I claimed that territory by then, and so I could even sit on my band shelf and then keep all my shit on my top band shelf, and we would just hang out in the band room.
Maybe the reason why my high school experience was so different is one of the things about my high school that was like innovative for the time is no lockers, no desks. We just had tables, and you were just assigned places to sit. And, they didn't let you sit next to your friends and stuff. So maybe that had a lot to do with it because
I bet you it did.
We could kind of pick classes, but not really. And it just like you would write down what classes you want, and they would schedule that. Hopefully, you get you. So it was this whole thing. Like I guess it's like in prison. They shifted us around so much we couldn't form an Aryan nation or the Latin kings because there was never time. They were always shifting your bunkmate and so. And there just was so many people. There were just too many people to be cliques because our high school was. I mean, I'm sure there were other high schools that were less equipped for overcrowdedness, but I mean, it was just so many people in our high school. There just didn't seem like it was possible to be a group of 10 people that were the cool kids because I graduated with a class of 2000.
I graduated class of 120.
Yeah.
Wow. 2000. That's weird to think about.
Maybe maybe I'm overestimating. Maybe it was only 2,000 kids in the school, but it was a huge graduating class. Like, it was a big fucking graduating class. There's a lot of kids at our school. But it was an upper middle class white school, so that wasn't really a problem. It wasn't like.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you said you were a graduate of the class of 2000. No, you had 2,000 kids that graduated in your class.
Yeah.
Okay,
I might be lying about that. I don't remember. But that sounds like
well,
that.
I had like 1,000 in mine, and my town was pretty small, just a little place in the world called Southgate. So like.
Yeah, our school was the better of the schools in the area, which is why they had to pass all these things. Like, if you didn't live in this certain area, you couldn't go there unless you had a family member that was going there. Like, that's like, so
gotta keep the riffraff out.
Yeah, sort of. Like my sister only got in because I was there. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to. They would have bussed her away. And then, like, I knew a kid whose parents, like, he had like his uncle's address as his written address, even though he didn't live there, so he could go there. And because it was a really good school. So
sounded like it. You had a
I know.
theater
It didn't seem like super progressive that there weren't desks and stuff, and you didn't sit in rows. They were just tables. You just had a bunch of like tables sitting around.
Yeah, that's pretty progressive. I'm pretty sure most schools have lockers and also desks.
Yeah, ours didn't. That's just how they rolled. It was just a series of tables. You'd sit like 5 or 6 kids at a table.
I don't know. I had lockers. Did you have lockers, Ike? All right, then. Yeah. No, I'm definitely the weak part of the show, Eric. You're totally right. Totally right. See, look I'm being a bully right now. God damn it.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a jerk.
Whatever, Joe. What a jerk.
If I was like. I mean, there's definitely a hierarchy, though. Like, I always looked at, like, the Magic kids. I'm like, fucking Magic players. Like, what nerds? As I, like, go home. Like, why don't they play a real game? Like, Gran Turismo. Or, you know, like, I can remember thinking that, but I would never be, like, mean to people. Like, I would...
Yeah, I was never actively mean to people, and there wasn't, like, group of kids that we fucking hated, but there was, like, one kid who was like, that kid's weird. Like, we had, like, that kid's a little weird. Like, he's a little
too into
Pokemon.
All the weird kids... I mean, like, that's...
But we never were mean to that kid. We'd talk to him.
Like,
I'd see people, like, who maybe could have been the cool kids, like, talk to him, maybe not hang out with him, but, like, everyone had class together and stuff like that. I guess it was just, they structured my school was just pretty fucking good, I guess. You know, it's a boring middle-class white school.
So, I mean, was your school in a decent area, Ike?
It was in a really suburban area. There wasn't a whole lot of, like, ghetto kids, or there were people who thought they were.
Oh, yeah.
We were so far out in, like, the middle of fucking farmland, it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, that I know. I remember that. Like, I was thinking about that a couple of days ago. That, like, growing up, the kids that would pretend like they came from shitty areas, they're like, yeah, man, like I hear gunshots every night. And it's like, the fuck you do? Like, why are you trying to sound like you come from really, like, poor families? You know, we all do. The kids that live, like, I had a friend who was kind of on the poorer side, you know, relatively speaking, compared to the rest of us. And he
drove a Mercedes.
He didn't brag about it. I mean, he had his own car. I didn't have my own car.
There's urban sprawl from Detroit, right? So you would get lower income families that were just, like, starting to make it out to the suburbs where the living conditions are better. And so I can remember hearing some of the most, like, despicable racist shit because, like, we were getting black kids into school. And I can remember hating those people fervently. that was actually kind of a problem, I think.
Yeah, I imagine the veneer of the friendly neighborhood area would have gone away real quickly if the blacks had started. I mean, there were plenty of people of color that went to my school, but it wasn't like I imagine, like, in the area I grew up in, if it were like a huge influx of minorities moved in, there would be some meetings held because they would suddenly they would have some problems with it, I'm sure, because they were probably all secretly horrible people. But on the surface, because it was mostly just white people, everything seemed nice and serene. It was all like Pleasantville. It was Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver, Pleasantville.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So I can remember hearing some pretty despicable shit and kind of despising those people, but the rest of the class was just like, man, you need to shut up about that. Like I can remember like being like so proud of humanity because like a whole class like ganged up on these two like racist kids, and like this was like when the teacher like had to go and stuff, and like something bad was said, and somebody was like, "Oh, you need to shut up about that," and everybody was like, "Yeah." It was like, I'm telling you, I had like a movie experience in my high school. Like,
see, and mine was like so politically correct because a teacher once had he was an AP English teacher, and he got fired because he wanted to talk about the nature of the N-word and like using it where it comes from and stuff like that. And he talked about that in class, and he fucking got fired on the spot for that shit. Like that's how like fucking like super political correct everything was in this super like upper middle class white conservative area, but super politically correct too.
I just found out that like Cracker had 2 meetings like 2 days ago.
It's not the tasty treat you eat.
Man, I was so embarrassed. I never put much thought into it, right? I always thought it was like a saltine cracker, and then I'm like, wait a second. I think I saw something on Reddit. I'm like, holy shit. I'm fucking 27 years old, and I just figured out it was the people like cracking the whip, the white man. I was like, shit.
It's the suburbs kid burden that you don't like. You grow up surrounded by so much just milquetoast like fucking whiteness that you don't realize how much fucking racism there is in the world. Like, because you don't know that. I mean, you maybe have a couple of minority families and everyone gets along just fine, and then you fucking move out of there and you realize just how awful people are.
Well, and the other thing, like everybody has their own agenda and their own thing, and everybody's so Pleasantville to people's faces. I just think, like, I can only imagine the conversations that were had. Like, being surprised, like, I'm friending people on Facebook and seeing, like, how awful they are and making, like, and then unfriending them. That's what makes me not want to go to a 10-year reunion. I'm like, well, fuck that guy, and then unfriend. Or, like, this girl is talking about... Oh man, like she doesn't get it. Unfriend. So now I have like I've totally been deleting friends and my Facebook feed's cleaning up, but I kind of want to delete everyone and start from scratch.
Yeah, I always think about that because, like, fucking now that I'm, like, got a social life, like, I have friends and friends that have active social media lives, so they'll fucking post pictures on Facebook and I'll happen to be in them, and, like, fucking all these listeners from, like, fucking years and years come out of the woodwork and have to, like, comment on everything every photo of me that I'm ever fucking tagged in. I'm like, God damn it. Like...
Fucking listeners listening, I accepted you, and now I'm mad about it.
Yeah, I'm mad that I'm mad that you're taking an interest in my life.
I am never mad. Like, I like when listeners comment, like especially like on family posts and things like that. Like good job, Joe. Nice job on your promotion.
But it's always like, who is? Oh, this is a person I don't actually know. Like.
Oh, I see. You look at the mutual friends. You're like, oh, friends with Ike, friends with Eric. I'm like, cool. Yeah. But like, I like it when it's like, good job, honey. I'm happy you're a sweetie pie. Like, thanks, Mom. And then, like, somebody, hold on, AJ, so like AJ Prunowski or something from Norwegia. I'm making up countries. is like, good job. I'm proud of you, asshole. I'm like, hey, this is hilarious. Like, so I don't mind that, but like the stupid person that's just
those
like
crazy Norwegians.
Norwegia. It's from Norwegia. But like one of the people that are like fuck Obamacare and fuck you for taking my guns away, and not that well, what?
Obama's gonna take them. He's just waiting till the end of his second term. That's when he's going to take. Sure, guns have never been easier or cheaper to get. It's the last day. He's going to pass all that legislation. He's going to take all our guns, and we can't do nothing about it.
Right. So I'm like, unfriend that guy, or even the person that's like constantly sharing fucking super far left, like super liberals. I really just don't. Just fucking stop. All right. It's fucking propaganda at that point. Like, why don't you read a fucking thing and realize there's a lot of shit in the world that you're never going to be able to put your hand on. And stop thinking that you all have it figured out. I'm so sick of that shit.
I don't unfriend those people. I just I'll unfollow people on the news feed so I just never have to see that shit. But I swear to God, like the next time one of those fucking Coney things pops up, I'm unfriending you because that was like you were all about that. Yeah. Like 2 years ago, you're like, catch this African warlord. Oh, we did it, guys. 10,000 likes on Facebook. We did it, guys.
No, that is not true. That is not true.
I did something. I liked it on Facebook. I contributed to humanity. I'm Maya Angelou, really. Like,
she died today. Way to bring it up, jerk.
Okay. Whoa.
She wrote some poems, but I liked a Facebook post about stopping African warlords.
Okay, so you share one thing. So would you rather not share something like that, Eric? I mean, like, come on.
I don't get involved in that shit because,
no, okay, I understand not getting involved with it.
Having that debate. There's like this great debate going on Twitter and Facebook right now. It's really interesting.
We're going to have this conversation like 3 years late, Eric. Yeah. But if you see a cause, right? Like, if you see a cause, like, it makes sense to
like it on Facebook, and then we'll stop African warlords. Yeah, we did it. We got 10 million likes. We stopped.
All African warlords like, you know what? They did it. I'm done.
It's
when
bullshit.
You raise
you like it. You like it.
Awareness. It's raising awareness on important issues.
Awareness doesn't mean fucking anything. I'm aware of a lot of issues. I'm aware that shit sucks around the world. It didn't help. It's not gonna help anything. If you want to actually help. But fucking sharing something on Facebook doesn't. Awareness is a bullshit term that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, and I get that. I get that. You know what? I went with the Coney thing. And I shared that, and I still say, okay, sure, I fucking shared that. And I'll own that because I think that it was an important thing. But I'm not over here every fucking week like, oh, save this dying baby. Oh, you know, like the giraffe at the zoo needs a new thing. Oh, okay, here's another fucking cause that this dog got murdered, and then his mom got raped, and now that's bad.
Speaking of causes, they're doing a Kickstarter for Reading Rainbow that you should actually contribute because it's actually an amazing idea that I think... no, seriously, Reading Rainbow Kickstarter, fucking donate to it.
I really think like that's a really dangerous thing when people think they're helping by sharing something, and that's for like I
mean everything I share on the internet might not actually go towards helping people.
Right. No. So like I totally stand behind. I shared the Coney thing.
That was true.
Shut up, Ike.
Speaking of things that are true, it's true that we should stop talking about all this bullshit and start plugging each other.
Yes, finally, good.
So I'm plugging the Reading Rainbow Kickstarter. I don't have a link, but they needed $1 million, and they're gonna have that. Like it went up today, and they're already like 3/4 of the way there. You can just fucking Google Reading Rainbow Kickstarter, and you'll find it. It's probably already funded by the time I finish speaking this sentence because it's gotten so much fucking money. But it's an amazing. Yeah, it's already funded, but still, give them all the money because it's amazing. LeVar Burton is expanding Reading Rainbow for Web 2.0 stuff, and it's going to be great, and he's awesome. But my real plug is a video. It's the trailer for. It's a trailer for a movie.
I can't go anywhere.
Take a look. It's in a book, guys.
Reading Rainbow.
There's a trailer out for this movie that's gonna be you can just purchase it. It'll be like $5 on the internet, whatever. It's called Dark Dungeons. It is the official. They went and they bought the rights. Official film adaptation of Jack Chick's 1984 masterpiece, Dark Dungeons, which, if you don't know, is this amazing and incredibly silly anti-Dungeons and Dragons and just role-playing in general comic book series that this guy Jack Chick did in the 80s about how it's satanic and it causes you to like lose your grip on reality and about these kids who play Dungeons and Dragons and all end up dying in real life through horrible ways because they get involved in Satanism and stuff. So this guy actually he got some money together, bought the rights to do a film version, and then raised a bunch of money on Kickstarter to make the film, and the film comes out fairly soon. I think next week or the week after. It's called Dark Dungeons. It's amazing that they actually got this done, and it actually looks like it might be pretty interesting. So if you want to check out the trailer, you can go to the show notes at justcoolenough.com. Also email us at the show at justcoolenough.com if you want. But the movie should be pretty interesting, and it'll be like whatever, like like $5 or whatever digital purchase is like $5, or you can pay $10 for the DVD version. And it looks like it'll be kind of interesting. It looks really well shot.
So my plug for this week, because Eric brought up all that other stuff, is a cause I support. It's called freepress.net, and I might have talked about it before, but it is a movement to kind of to make sure that the public still has a voice, especially in the U.S. here. It's basically it's a lobbying group for people, not for giant conglomerates, and it's also to
as we all know, corporations are people, and money is speech now. So we need to start raising money because
this group is kind of the anti of that. And at least go to the site, sign up, and read about it. If it's something you support, I recommend joining the mailing list. And there's a lot of interesting ways to kind of keep the internet free, keep the airwaves, and just make sure that the government doesn't fuck it up. So, saving the internet, fighting media consolidation, defeating
job.
Well, this is why it's a new thing, right? Like we should probably start getting a voice. So if you'd like a voice, go to freepress.net and join us. So, Ike, what do you got?
Oh, sorry, I lost my voice.
Fuck you. Ike. Why don't you go to freepress.net and gain it back?
$20. Money is speech now, so here's $20 to you. So now you have some speech.
I don't have anything to plug this week. I've been sick all week.
What about the John Oliver show?
Well, John Oliver
watched that one.
Pretty interesting.
The most recent part of the John Oliver one that I caught recently was the car part where he was talking about all the GM going, oh, we're not going to use these words, and then he listed off a whole bunch of words.
Kevorkian-like.
Yeah.
Coffin-esque.
Coffin.
Kevorkian-esque. Yeah.
Rolling death.
Our cars are nothing like a rolling death coffin.
Yeah. That's
you know what? That what is it called? Last Week Tonight or something like that? Yeah, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Go check it out if you haven't. But it's pretty much taking the internet and everything by storm. It's pretty great.
You can watch the entire first episode on YouTube, I think. And it's a pretty interesting show. It's kind of like the Daily Show.
It's worth the price of admission.
But they can put boobs in it and dicks and wieners and swear
and say the F word.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. And we're that guy in the Daily Show. What is his name? Jon Stewart. Yeah. Where he has to kind of walk the line a little bit. I think John Oliver. I don't know. Does he walk the line? He doesn't really. No. I don't know. Fuck it. It's a good show.
You know, it's not a good show. This one.
What was I going to say?
Stop doing it. So that's the show for this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at Duncor, D-U-N-C-O-R, which is right here if you're watching the video version.
You can friend me on Facebook, facebook.com/SpeedyUp40. Go friend me on Facebook. I will accept it, but only if you're cool, asshole. Like, say what? He needs $20 more to get his voice back.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I lost my voice. Again.
Sorry, let me donate to your PayPal.
I don't have any more. I don't have any more cash on me. That was all I had for your speech.
Do you have any money for gas?
Fuck it, because I got places to go. Thanks you guys so much for listening. Ike, you can follow him at various things. Who gives a crap? He won't speak. Until next week, have a wonderful summer, and I hope we stay in touch. Fuck off.
Oh,
BlizzCon
stay
2012.
cool.
Yeah.
Stay cool
Class of
forever.
2014. Woo.
Woo woo!
As
Yeah.
we go on, we'll remember all the times
My
we
high school song was
had
such a
together.
as our lives change now forever.
Stop the broadcast.
Okay, Eric. La 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 la. Na 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 na.
I'm just gonna leave.
I'm keeping you here because you gotta play Dungeons and Dragons. He left. I sang him away.
Was
See
exit
on my
music?
FitnessPal like? Yeah.
We can do that.
If you want. I mean, I didn't
Yeah,
post
we
the
can
other
do
one
that.
yet.
I'm just in the middle of Team Fortress 2, but I guess I can.
Okay. No,
That'd be
no,
sick
no,
of
no
you.
problem. I don't want to do my FitnessPal yet.
Yet?
Ever again. That's actually not true. This fitness thing that I did was pretty intense. I learned a lot
No,
about.
we're gonna do it. No, save
all
it.
my-
No, we're gonna talk about it. Because I have stuff.
All
to
right.
say.
Talk to you later.
Yep. I'll
All
be
right.
right on.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.